Yeah, I thought, we had a little bit of pushback there in the third, but our second wasn't good enough. And yeah, it wasn't a good game by us. But, we did have some pushback, and we just got to move forward from this one and learn from it and what makes us successful.
Well, obviously, they're a really good team over there. What was causing problems kind of there in the second period of either getting out of your zone or getting through the neutral zone?
Yeah, I think we just gave them a little bit too much time with the puck, and they were able to, break out really easy on us. Like our forecheck was just a little bit too late. And that's something we pride ourselves on is, playing fast and getting in on them and forcing the turnover. And I feel like we just didn't do that in the second period. And, they just kind of had an easy period from that.
Well, it's still early in the season. You guys are building your game, but it is the 8th time in 11 games that you've had 2 or fewer goals. What's the concern level, I guess, with the offensive output at this point?
Yeah, obviously we need to get offense going here a little bit more. Maybe just deliver more pucks to the net when we have guys there and, kind of cause havoc. I feel like goals are scored in front of the net and, things are getting blocked. We're not getting it there and then it's easy for them to break it out when it gets blocked and stuff like that. So we just got to sustain a little bit more offense and, create a little bit more and make some more plays. And yeah, obviously, like you said, 8 games like that, it's not good enough, and we gotta do a little bit better.
What do you think of this one overall tonight here?
Yeah, I just finished saying, we put ourselves in kind of a tough spot when we play that way in the first and second, and like you said, it was a great push in the third. We were a lot more connected, and the forecheck was going. They were turning pucks over. It resulted in a lot more ozone time and a good push. So we got to play like that for a full 60. We put ourselves in a bad spot when we're not bringing it in the first and second. We're trying to claw back from behind.
You said first and second, but really in the second, the only 2 shots, it seemed like that was kind of where the game turned. What was going wrong there? What were they doing to hold you guys back?
Yeah, I mean, from what I saw, they're a really skilled team, and they were passing it. They were breaking it out very easy. They're passing around. They're spreading the ice out, and I think when we found success in the third is when we really, we put pucks in good spots. We hounded pucks, forced them into turnovers, and like I said, it results in a lot more ozone time. So, it just felt like they were breaking out really easy, especially in the second. And we're just chasing the puck when that happens. We're skating back and forth. So we got to be connected and play like we did in the third.
Look, you guys are getting that hot start to getting going right away.
Yeah, I just think it's the mentality. I think clearly we're capable of it. And playing that way, I feel like we've done that a lot this year, where we kind of have really good stretches of hockey throughout games, and we're keeping it competitive. But I just think if we can play like that for a complete 60, try and put a complete 60 together, we're gonna have a lot of success.
Luke, as you guys look to do that, how is it playing with Eric Holla and Michael Bunting?
Yeah, I mean, they're great players. If towards the end, we kind of had the blender going. You're playing with a bunch of different guys, but I mean, that's one of the things about our squad is we have so much depth, and whether you're playing with Factor or Phil or Halls and Bunts, everyone can make plays. Everyone, very deep lineup, and those guys have been around for a long time, and just listening to them and picking up on their habits, there's a reason they played so long and had success. So no, they're great players.
Luke, still early in the year. Obviously, offensive output has not been very good to this point. You've got, as a team, I think 8th time in 11 games, 2 or fewer goals. What's the concern level there? How do you get that ramped up?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, for tonight, for example, kind of like I said, feels like we're chasing the puck up and down the ice in the first and second. I think we're a team that can pride ourselves on being a really good forechecking team. You see, Mac's line, for example, Mac, Ozzy, Smitty, it feels like they've had some of the most ozone time on the team just because they're hounds on the puck. They're an excellent forechecking line, and it results in a lot of ozone time. And I think, we have enough skill throughout the lineup to, make those rush plays when they come. You can't force that, but I think if we can, not let the other team break out so easy and be really good on the forecheck, kind of like I said, that fourth line, we're going to play down there a lot more and get a lot more chances.
Bruno, the guys showed some good fight there in the third period, but what was Tampa Bay doing to make it tough to find 5-on-5 offense tonight?
Yeah, they played tight, as advertised to the neutral zone. I thought we weren't very clean. We weren't clean with the puck breaking out. I thought a lot of our D had a rough time with the puck, and they're a fast team. They're quick. They're on top of you, and we didn't help the D out by turning some pucks over. They were faster than us through the neutral zone. They were stripping, especially in the second period. I liked our first. Kind of made a mental mistake on the goal, and kind of lost some momentum in the second, and we didn't compete hard enough in the second. I think we're disconnected, and we're slow moving pucks, and we're slow to support each other, and in that case, we didn't have the puck. I thought the third we came on our toes, much better in the third, but in these games in this league, they're hard to come back by a couple of goals.
Each game's got its own set of circumstances, but it's the 8th time in 11 games you guys have 2 goals or fewer. Just what's the concern level on the offensive output right now?
Well, yeah, for sure. Obviously, you'd like to score more goals, but there's some things that we didn't do tonight to give us a chance to score goals, and that's a big thing for our group, and we have to clean it up and be a little bit better.
Ann?
A little bit of a slower start to this game. What's the key to getting the team ready to go right from puck drop?
Actually, I thought we started pretty well. I didn't like we took a kind of a senseless penalty. Woolsby a little bit early for, kind of a turnover. They took a penalty. Thought we were going pretty good. Thought the power play chance, and then kind of took a penalty late again, another stick penalty, and kind of got us in trouble. And really, we made, one big mistake on their first goal. And besides that, I thought the first was okay. Second was where the game was lost.
Alex?
Willsby kind of went out in the middle of that game. How tough is it to kind of roll with 5D the rest of the way? I mean, do you feel like that was it almost easier because you knew how to deploy everyone at that point, or did it just kind of set you back in the second?
Yeah, I'm not sure it had a real big effect. I just didn't think we were sharp back there. I thought we were really slow twitch. I thought we were slow going back. We made soft puck plays. We just fed into what they were trying to do. And they're quick, and they closed on us, and we just didn't outwill them in certain areas. And then our forwards didn't help. When we did get pucks, we were not helping our D out, so it came wave after wave, which happens when we're on our game. That's usually what we do in another team. They kind of did it to us the whole second period and kind of played a half-ice game, and we were on our end the whole period, and Juice was spectacular.
Willsby still being evaluated, or?
You mentioned the penalties. The kill's been so good all year, but do you worry about, kind of taking your team out of a flow with how many penalties you guys are taking?
Absolutely. Part of it, we're not moving our feet. We're taking way too many. I think Halsey's taken way too many every night. Just kind of senseless penalties that we put ourselves in 5-on-3s, where we're not moving our feet and we're slashing or we're hooking, and they're all kind of preventable penalties. But when you're not skating, you're not moving, you take those penalties. And, early in the year, they're always going to be tick-tacky a little bit. We should recognize that and understand that. Unfortunately, we're a little bit hard-headed in that category right now.